Hello and welcome to Movies Recapped. Today I will be showing you a comedy movie named The Change-Up. The movie starts with twin kids crying in the middle of the night and Jamie wakes up her husband Dave to go and check up on them since it was his turn. He takes a deep breath and walks to the kids' rooms without opening his eyes. When he gets to the room he finds one crying and the other banging his head on the bed. He picks up the girl, and while changing her, she pours powder all over him. He picks Peter up and while he tries to reach for the diapers he poops all over his face including his mouth. He cleans up and feeds them as he is watching the TV and then leaves for work. He gets there just in time for his partner's review. Sabrina, who is a very hot-looking lady, gives him a file and he is left staring at her ass. Mitch, his friend since 4th grade, calls him as he is playing with a sword telling him that he misses him. He also asked what time Dave was going to pick him up for the movies. Mitch's dad knocks on the door as he is talking with Dave on the phone. He tells him that he is proud of him as he dropped out of school to become an actor. He also compliments him about a commercial he was involved in. He invites him to the wedding but Mitch turned him down saying he will attend the next one. Dave plays with the kids as he gives his daughter and son a birth. Jamie brings up that they should do the dialogue night that the doctor ordered but he turns her down and she proposes they should do it on Monday. Mitch arrives early as he was going to the movies with Dave and starts asking a weird question like if Dave satisfied Jamie sexually. Mitch makes the kids cry as he was clearly not fond of babies. They drive off. While in the car Mitch lets go of the steering wheel to light a blunt and passes it to Dave, who throws it through the window. When they get to the bar they start drinking. Mitch starts bragging, showing Dave Tatiana's photos. And he brags about how they have sex in different positions, making his nose bleed. And Dave admits he has a crush on his secretary Sabrina. Dave admits that he rushed into marriage missing drugs, parties, and all the bad choices. Mitch also admits he envies him as he was married making a lot of money and that when he got home he finds loving people waiting for him unlike Mitch's miserable life. While pissing in a fountain they both say they envy each other's life and immediately the lights go out but they are back in a second. In the morning Mitch starts using Vogue language asking where his bong is. When he wakes up he finds Jamie breastfeeding the kids and start asking Jamie if they made out the previous night. Jamie asks him if he is still drunk and when he is heading out he stares at the mirror not believing he has Dave's face. He immediately goes to his apartment and finds out they switched bodies while pissing in the fountain. They strangled each other to make sure they were not dreaming. They get in the car and drives to the fountain but found it excavated out. When they ask the foreman where it was, they are directed to the district manager. She looks it up on the computer but she is unsuccessful. She tells them to come back the day after when Victor the computer genius comes to work. They both decide to do each other's roles, not having any other better plan. Dave tells Mitch not to mess up his career and not to speak at the meeting. All he had to do is hand over the documents. Mitch tells Dave that he had a career-breaking role and his last 15 years will be wasted if it goes wrong. When Mitch gets to the office he starts stuffing food in his pocket and Sabrina the secretary gets in the office and he starts to misbehave. She hands over the books, and he gets in the office sitting on the wrong side of the table. He is so jumpy as he plays with the chair as they are discussing important things. He hands over the book but Mr. Kinkabe possesses a question. As he had no idea he answers terribly making everyone angry, leaving the conference room and saying they will meet in court. He convinces his boss that it was all part of his master plan. Mitch arrives at the movie set and asks where the makeup room is. He meets the director not having an idea of what was happening. He finds a woman lying on the bed and she rips off her top and at that moment he realizes that he was about to act in a porn movie. Dave gets into the dancing class where his friend's daughter is practicing. He witnesses her being thrown to the floor, and on their way home he advises her to be violent next time she is thrown on the ground. They meet at the bar where Mitch is so angry as Dave is ruining his life. They both decide to tell Jamie, who doesn't believe them and slap them in the face. As Dave is leaving Mitch tells him that he may be forced to sleep with her wife when she comes over him like a hurricane. Mitch lacks parental skills and while they are at the dinner table he hurts Car's feeling and is unapologetic. They tell him to sing the dinner song but makes it up as he doesn't know it. He takes the food and goes to his room. Tatiana calls Dave while he was at the door and he calls Mitch, who tells him to sleep with her, making it count. Tatiana picks the lock, gets in and starts to undress. Dave is surprised as he didn't expect her to be pregnant. Jamie undresses and takes a big dump which Mitch didn't expect, making him lose all interest in having an intimate relationship with her. In the middle of the night the twins start to cry as usual and Jamie kicks Mitch out of the bed as he is complaining. He gets in the children's room and decides to call Dave, who is jerking off. He asks for advice, and Dave tells him to get them to the kitchen and he picks them up like pieces of garbage. When he is getting the milk the kids start to misbehave, playing with the blender, knife and licking the socket. The next morning Dave gets to the office to find the fountain and finds out it will take like 2 weeks to find it. He goes to deliver the news to Mitch and finds Jamie sad because her husband was acting weird and irresponsible. He tells Mitch if he doesn't get serious as he is a quitter their friendship will be over. He guides him on how to go about everything. While in the office Sabrina gets in the office and Mitch hooks them up as he knew he was Dave's crush. Mitch's dad calls Dave not knowing he was Mitch and sets up a meeting telling him that he wanted Mitch to come to his wedding as he was the only family he got. His father points out that Mitch is a quitter and he gets angry, storming out of there saying he is not a quitter. From that point, he decides to get responsible, feed the children, and watch lawyers' shows. He even makes time to go and watch Kara, who is performing. When the usual girl steps on her she pins her to the ground and Mitch cheers her up saying she is his daughter. On their way home Jamie tells her not to make it a habit. Dave wakes up early in the morning as usual but goes to sleep after realizing he got nothing to do. He reads books, visits the cinema, and even gets high. He later calls Mitch confessing he was freaking out as the last date he was on was like 18 years ago. Mitch goes over to his place to help him out. He helps him dress up and even shaves his pubes. He calmly waits at the restaurant and when Sabrina gets there he starts to freak out. Sabrina points out that he was on the date only because his boss asked him. She also says she used to have a crush on Dave. They drink, eat and have a lot of fun. Sabrina suggests that they should do something they will regret in the morning. Sabrina gets a tattoo on her thigh while Dave gets a tattoo on his back. Dave escorts her to her house and she proposes that he should call him. In the morning Jamie points out that he should wear the same tie to their anniversary party. Later in the day while Dave was having fun in the park skating, the district manager calls telling him that they found the fountain. As Dave was going to break the news to Mitch he bumps into Sabrina who invites him to watch a game. When he tells Mitch the news they decide to delay the process just for a while. Mitch stays late working on the mediation not realizing that he stood up to his wife. Dave and Sabrina cheer the game as the board meeting is about to start. They are given an offer of $625 million but Mitch says they should ask for 100 more which they do and heads out the door before they get in the car their deal gets accepted. They celebrate Mitch for their success while Dave is about to get laid. He helps Sabrina to remove her boots, her top, and even her bra but he is unable to continue when he sees the butterfly tattoo on Sabrina's waist. He remembers he loved his wife a lot. He rushes off to the ceremony where Dave is being made partner. He kisses his wife and everybody stops clapping as they thought he kissed the wrong man. They rush in the car and head straight to where the fountain is. They find the fountain in the middle of the mall. Dave starts to piss but Mitch is so uncomfortable and asks why Dave was embarrassed by him. Dave tells him he was proud of him and they both piss in the fountain wishing they had their life back and the lights go off. In the morning Dave wakes up realizing that everything was back to normal. He kisses his wife and starts apologizing of how he was reacting for the whole week. He gets the crying kids who looked happy. Talks with her daughter while changing the others. Mitch wakes up so happy as things were back to normal and Sabrina knocks. He invites her in for breakfast. He later goes with Dave to his father's wedding. A month later they celebrate Dave and Jamie's anniversary. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and click the bell icon for more.